Marvel Legends fans, welcome to another Hasbro Pulse Fan First Thursday special edition right before the Memorial Day weekend. Festivities start on Friday. We are the Marvel Legends Big Three with you as always. I am Ryan in marketing. I'm joined also in marketing by Dan, and the man in the middle, our fearless leader, Dwight from design. So it's been about a month since we were with you last in April, and it's been a busy month since then. You know, last time we were together, we talked about Shang-Chi, the first Disney Plus wave, and some other things. And it's been a marvelous May since then. We're going to recap the Infinity Saga program, including our awesome Legends gear items, to give you some insights and background into some of those items that are up for pre-order now that we hope you are loving. And then we've got some perhaps new comic news and pre-order related festivities that Dan is going to take you to, and we've got a couple of more treats planned throughout. So buckle in and let's go. So first up, we're going to talk the Infinity Saga. So Marvel did a big marketing push a couple of weeks ago for this one, and basically we revealed that first item back at Pulse Fan Fest, and then we couldn't really speak too much about it because Marvel was making a big marketing push, but now all of our items are out in the open. Everything's available for pre-order. So let's take you through them and just give you some more insights into the background of those. And then maybe if you haven't pre-ordered them, you'll want to go pre-order them now. All right. So first up was the first item we revealed back at FanFest. It is the Endgame Warrior Thor. Not going to spend too much time on this guy. We did feature him during FanFest, but he seems to be a popular choice. He comes with all the Stormbreakers and Mjolnirs you could ask for. The second item that we put up for a Marvel Monday, I believe for May, this is my favorite item in the line, just because I feel like it's a character that has been sorely missed since he debuted in his one MCU film, but played a pretty important role. We've got Quicksilver here. So this was our fan channel Marvel Monday reveal for May. So Dwight, tell the team, after you tell them how you agree with me that Quicksilver is the most important character, to speak about the Ultron bits and what's going on there with all those destroyed pieces.
Yes, clearly the most important piece of the entire Infinity Saga, Ryan. Clearly. Yeah, so we got Quicksilver here, and he comes with some punchable pieces. When he was running through the city, he was, annihilating a bunch of robots. So we thought it'd be fun to have some of the bits and pieces of Ultron bots kind of to scatter around with this display. So you get a ripped off arm, a torso, and a head and spine of one of those Ultron drone type figures, those smaller, normal scaled Ultrons that were, swarming everywhere like ants in the final battle of Age of Ultron. And he also gets alternate hands as well, and he's 100% all new sculpt, just like the Thor that Ryan just showed before. We got a lot of new pieces and a lot of all new figures because there's a ton of great characters that we haven't had a chance to make just yet.
Yeah, I think he looks great. We've done several Scarlet Witch figures in the time since, and now finally Pietro from the MCU version, the proper version, mind you, will be hitting your shelves soon. And I've seen that some fans, they love those Ultron bot kind of destroyed pieces. They're thinking if you get multiple Quicksilvers, you could kind of troop build the debris, if you will, from the Ultron bots. So hey, fans, if you guys want to go and get multiple Quicksilvers to maybe help me win a side bet on our team, that would be great. The next item that we have here, speaking of all new figures, also a first-time character in the Legends line is Odin. So let's take them through Sir Anthony Hopkins' Odin based on Thor 1 here, Dwight.
He's been a character that we've been wanting to get a chance to make for quite a long time. So you've got Odin here with his spear Gungnir. His helmet is removable. There is an alternate slightly smiling head, and he comes with alternate hands as well. So I don't know. It's just awesome to get a chance to add him. We haven't got a lot of Asgardians out yet, so we know there's still more that you guys need, like the Warriors 3 and so on and so forth. But we were happy to add a Odin to the line to put next to your Sif and Loki and Hela and Thor that you guys have probably collected over the years.
All right, so for the next item, we are going to go back to Avengers Endgame, and this is that final battle. This is the deluxe 2-pack with our Iron Man Mark 85 versus Thanos. This box has tons of bits and pieces going on. We're going to talk through all of it, but something that struck me when I saw these impact shots for the first time was the alternate head situation for Iron Man, and we have some really cool neck technology, for lack of a better word, something really cool going on. So let's take a closer look at this. If we want to check out what I've got here, I can do a show and tell. So yeah, this is your Iron Man, your standard Iron Man, and then the neck actually just comes out, and then you put in the unmasked head there, and it gives you a much more authentic representation to the film because, of course, Tony's nano suit, he doesn't have an armored neck when he takes his helmet off. So, Dwight, was this a long time in the making?
Yeah, no, it was kind of like, this was, as everything that we know today, this is our final, Iron Man from his final moment in the MCU, and we wanted to get a chance to do it right if we were going to revisit that figure. So, um, like Ryan noted, uh, in the film, his armor kind of disintegrates around his neck, and typically what we would do is just throw a head on there with the robotic neck, which we do a lot of times when we want to give you just some extra bits and pieces. But we thought this was a really, really special one, and it was probably one of the longest ones we've ever worked on as far as getting this thing all buttoned up through the approval process. From start to finish, this was a Herculean effort to get the Iron Man and Thanos 2-pack to shelf. But we thought the human neck or the flesh neck was a really nice kind of touch to add that extra level of realism to really be more movie authentic. So that's what we did. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think the two different faces look really good, from the battle damage Tony from the final scene with the snap hand with the stones, to the more clean, pristine hero Tony head that we have as well. So, lots of new um, details on the faces, tons of accessories with this pack. It is an all new upper torso with the neck swap. It has the bladed weapon, alternate hands, two human heads, the helmeted head, updated deco, a little bit more premium than the last time, a few more ops. I think the first time we worked on this character, he was all concept art. Now we were able to go back and dive into final movie art to update and add some extra little bells and whistles where we could improve and take it to the next level. So that's one half of this pack, and then there was a real big purple guy on the other side.
Dwight, I know you're a humble dude, and I just want to say, like, you and the PDE team, man, yo, bravo. Like, that head sculpt on RDJ, man, it's like one of the best that I've ever seen. And I know, you don't want to pat yourself on the back, so I just want to shout out to you and the PDE team over there. Like, you guys did an amazing job with that head sculpt. Like, RDJ, man, whew, perfect.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, no,
Great.
it was a lot of effort on everybody's part, from the internal teams, the PD teams for the photo reel, as well as our amazing sculptors, Dan and Jan, who really went back time and 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 time again to get that likeness as spot on as possible, so we could have a really striking RDJ on shelf.
Yeah, and what a way to go out on top, with the best, I think, Tony Stark likeness that we've ever done, to Dan's point. And then yes, you can, with your figure, go and recreate that climactic moment where Tony snaps and saves the world and brings everyone back, and sends Thanos away. And we'll have more on the Thanos snapping to save the world later on, but wanted to quickly focus on the second half of this 2-pack. So this is the Thanos portion of the pack. And so we've got a lot of great comments and questions and feedback on this Thanos figure. So what's new here is you see some battle damage. He's got some a new faded kind of head dusting away there, and then a new gauntlet hand and a new bladed weapon, right, Dwight?
Yeah, that's correct, Ryan. Those are all some of the new bells and whistles. We have some battle damage on some of his armor pieces, and this version also has new legs. He has ankle rockers, which was something that was sculpted, designed for the very first one, and somehow those articulation points got locked. I mean, if you guys are familiar with the first Thanos, you can look at it, and there's clearly a ball sculpt there. It just, at some point, we missed that it got locked in place and we didn't have those ankle rockers. But now Thanos has the ankle rockers, so you can get a lot better posing and balance for this figure to get him into some more aggressive confrontations with Tony.
All right, so let's just do a quick run through of all the Marvel Legends Thanoses out there because there have been several. So I have a prop here from this is from our, by the way, I'm wearing my Marvel Studios More Than a Fan shirt because we're talking Infinity Saga, so that's why. But if we go back to our Infinity War 3 pack with Doctor Strange and Iron Man, this was the quintessential kind of Infinity War Thanos where he was in his sleeveless shirt with the gauntlet, Infinity Gauntlet on his hand, correct? All right. And then we later did the Children of Thanos pack, which had the full Children of Thanos, and then that had an alternate kind of burned out, half burned face, and then the Infinity Gauntlet arm after Thanos snapped in Infinity War. Flash forward to 2019. We have our Wave 1. This was in the Avengers Endgame Wave 1 armored Thanos, and it's what you see here. But, and I'm sure everyone noticed, right, in Endgame, the Thanos that comes from another timeline into the present does not have the Infinity Gauntlet. But when we were making this figure, this Build-A-Figure, that would have been considered a spoiler. So you knew Thanos was gonna come into play in Endgame, but I don't think, no one knew that the Avengers would find him and kill him in the first couple of minutes, and then you'd have another Thanos. So that's kind of why this armored version has the Infinity Gauntlet, but actually that didn't really quite match up. So what we have here is the new version from this pack, also armored, but he has his left arm. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take off the left arm with the accurate double-sided bladed weapon. We're going to go to our 2019 wave. We're going to take off the left arm. We are going to put on the new left arm, and now you have a proper end game battle Thanos with two clean arms, so no gauntlets on either hand, and an updated double-sided bladed weapon. So there you have it. We are complete. We're now done with MCU Thanoses. We promise. But through all those various configurations and different reasons from movie marketing, right? There you have it.
What about the shoulder though? The shoulder pad over here.
I'm glad you said something, Dan. I'm glad you said something because what Ryan just showed was the super simple way for anybody from, our little 5-year-old friends up to our, 75-year-old friends. They can make that Thanos piece of cake. But if you want to take it to the extra step, you can take those arms off. You can heat those arms in warm water safely. We don't want anyone burning themselves. And then you can pop off the elbow joints and you can swap them out. So then you can get the fully armored with the double shoulder armor pads and the more correct forearm armor. So we can solve it for everybody. There's just a couple different levels of steps that you might need to go through.
Or you just shoot him from the side, Dan. Clearly. Let's think a little bit. No, that's a great point by Dan. I'm sure the chat was blowing up, correcting me. So there we have Dan saving the day yet again. So that is our Mark 85 and Thanos 2-pack. Let's move on to the next item here. This was our Amazon exclusive and also sticking in Endgame, Captain Marvel and Rescue. Finally, with the Captain Marvel in her Endgame costume there with kind of a football almost in a nano gauntlet from when the Avengers are passing it around. And then we've got some new parts here for Rescue, as well as some unmasked Pepper Potts heads. Anything you want to point out in this pack, Dwight?
No, I think you nailed it, Ryan. Just a lot of updates on characters that we've seen or ones that we didn't get to do these costumes or the costumes in all their full glory because there was really cool transformative effects of the rescue armor that I just don't think we knew about, that it was going to have that really cool fight sequence with Iron Man. And then, like you said, we had to throw in the gauntlet. The cool thing is the gauntlet is hollow. So you can by popping hands off of almost any normal sized figure, you can slap the Infinity or the Power Gauntlet onto virtually any normal scaled figure and give them the power. So it's just a fun little thing that you can just have some fun with for your dioramas or your shelf. Whoever you want to wield the gauntlet can do so.
That's pretty cool because I remember the Professor Hulk or the Smart Hulk, whatever we were calling him, the Hulk Build-A-Figure from Endgame. We included a gauntlet for that figure, right? I think with another character, but that it's not really like a working gauntlet. It's like 2 pieces with the peg in the
Right.
wrist. So if you're trying to model that setup, it doesn't really stay the best way. So this new gauntlet accessory will be perfect for that. All right, wow, we're only halfway through the Infinity Saga, but we're gonna keep on going. So next up is one of Dwight's favorites too. I think is the Mark III Iron Man from the very first Iron Man film, and well, a lot of new stuff going on here as well.
Yeah, this is my second favorite Iron Man armor of the MCU. And the cool thing about him is he's got a little forearm pad on his front right forearm that pops off that allows you to interchange just the standard arm, or you can put on that little shield that you see in the image on screen right now that he was using to protect himself when Obadiah was blasting at him. Or you can pop the shield off and put on the little rocket pod that he used to shoot that tank when he was uh, going back to right some of the wrongs when he was captured in the very, very first Iron Man movie. So alternate head, visor up, visor down, and all of the Mark III armor in all of its glory. Hey, and I'm just now that I'm looking at them, it's like now we also have a Mark II armor. We just got to change the deco up, and we can get this guy back out there and check off one more box at some point in the future. So there's a win.
And speaking of Obadiah, the next item was one of the items revealed last week. This is our Obadiah and Ironmonger 2-pack. That's right. This one I think has your favorite character in the whole Infinity Saga program, right, Dwight? And that would be Obadiah Stane, of course.
Yes, Obadiah, of course. Yeah, no. When I started this program, I thought something else would top, but I think the Ironmonger figure is probably one of my favorite figures that I worked on for the year so far. I think he might be my number one contender for Dwight's figure of the year for Marvel Legends. He is massive. He is so cool. He's got tons of articulation in his legs. We even did something really sweet on his back that he actually has. Let's see if I can get it so you can see it. He's got like functioning pistons and stuff, so they actually connect and they move and they rotate a bit. So they will pop out if you take his arm too far, but with a little bit of just kind of repositioning, you can pop them back into place. So you have a pretty toy accurate version of what we saw in the movies. And like I said, you can see him right next to Iron Man on the same level. They're massive. He's just ginormous, and he's going to be really awesome on your shelves compared to the one that we made that wasn't a true Legends figure back in 2008 for our Iron Man 1 or 2007, 8. I don't remember anymore. Someone will tell me. But he's got alternate hands. He's got fists. He's got open hands, so he can like hold Iron Man's arm and kind of dangle him above him. He can stomp on his chest. He's got the rocket on his shoulder, which just pops off, so you can have it as if it was up or down. He's got a smoke effect that plugs into the barrel of his Gatling cannon. He's got a flash effect. All of those things are removable. A little rocket pod detail on his left forearm. He is a massive, awesome figure and a sculpted RT under a nice little plastic cap. So, oh, sorry, over here, not over there. So it's really, really nice looking figure, and I think you guys are going to love getting him for your collection.
How tall is he again, Dwight?
Just over 9 inches. I think Ryan probably has the actual spec, but he's just a little over 9.
Yeah, I think we were trying to measure it with a ruler, and it was about 9 1/8, we want to say. So let's just say slightly over 9. So definitely a big armor character there. And I just realized I was so excited to talk about that pack, I kind of jumped us out of order. So we'll get back on track here. Let's see if the Pulse team can keep up with me. But so the next one is going to be the Target exclusive Iron Man 3. There we go. Happy Hogan and Midas armor pack. I think fans are really excited to get Jon Favreau's Happy Hogan finally as a Legends figure. There he is, talking on his phone, making deals, planning things out, handling Tony's business. But what was it like finally offering Jon Favreau's character, and then maybe some fans of other brands might want this figure too, Dwight?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Disney love for John. So I think that's definitely something that could cross over. He is a new suited body. He is broader than the Nick Fury or the Coulson that we've had in the past, to fit the stature of Happy Hogan from the film. So it looks more impressive, looks more like John. The likeness is great. Got wonderful photo reel. It's got the phone with a little blocked message on it, which we kind of took from another Marvel film because we thought that was kind of a fun little Easter egg beat. And then he comes with the Midas armor. Was it 21? Is that what those numbers say on the screen? Yeah, I can't keep track, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's a redeco of the Mark 7 armor, my favorite armor of all time. And it looks really cool. Another really great addition. And now you got Happy Hogan. So Happy Hogan, Obadiah Stane, a couple more awesome Iron characters to add to your collection.
That's right. Look out, Legends fans. We now have at least 3 different suited bodies to play with. So if you like guys in suits, we're gonna continue to offer them to you. All right, so let's go to the next one here. This is also an exclusive. This is our Walmart exclusive, Avengers: Infinity War Captain America. There he is, our Captain America from Avengers: Infinity War. Uh, get this man not only 1 shield, but get him 2 shields, and also get him 2 head sculpts. Perhaps, maybe trying to do a makeup call for the Avengers: Infinity War first figure. But super happy to get this guy out again. He's got the grimacing face for when you want to try to have him fight Thanos all by himself. And then you've got his Wakanda shields there for when he's running through and helping the Avengers battle Thanos and his forces. So this here is our Captain America. And then just a quick note about the color. There were some pictures, particularly on like the white background, that I think made the blues and just the overall figure look a little too light. If you kind of look at the skin tone, his skin tone also looks a little bit pale in the impact shot. So I had one here with me, but the actual impact shot is more close to the images you'll see on the black there. So it's not quite that bright blue. I don't think it's as dirty and grimy as the Infinity War film in that scene, but it's definitely darker. So guys, don't worry about that. He looks great. It's a really improved Chris Evans head sculpt there, and that will take us to our last item. Finally, I saved the tallest for last, but this is our Thor Ragnarok Deluxe Surtur figure. This guy is over 13 inches from feet to the tip of his horns there. The box, you see it in my background over my shoulder. It towers over all the other characters, but super happy to get this guy, and it's one I think Dwight had been pitching for several years.
Yeah, no, I love this one, and you guys are gonna love my dogs when they go insane in 1 second when my wife gets home from, from being out. So, apologize for the upcoming dog barrage. But Surtur's massive. He looks great. He's got his giant sword. The entire figure is different. There they are, different bits of translucency. And I think it looks really cool. And it was awesome to get a chance to bring another guy for the first time into the line. So there you go, big flaming demon. I can't pronounce his realm. I wish I could, but I would just screw it up anyway. So I'm just gonna pass over on that one. But I think he looks really cool. And I don't know why I'm talking because all you hear is little dogs. But that's what we got going on.
Ryan, I thought you were trying to just skip over this item because I knew you were losing in your bet to Dwight. So I thought you were just like telling the Pulse team, hey, just skip over this one. Don't talk about Surtur,
Yeah, I should have. So our side bet was Quicksilver versus Surtur for those of you interested. Cool. So that is the 10 6-inch scale figure item Infinity Saga program. I also wanted to quickly touch on the role play gear offerings. So first up, right, we have our Eye of Agamotto you see here. Really awesome, lights up. You can take the time stone out. This item is still up for pre-order everywhere. It's really fun, comes with a display stand. It's one that I think my son loves to play with it the most. He comes up to the third floor here and asks, can I press the button to open the eye? So yeah, go get your Eye of Agamotto. We know Doctor Strange has a film coming in the future, so you're not going to want to be without your very own Eye of Agamotto. And then the last item we wanted to talk today about the Infinity Saga is the Iron Man electronic nano gauntlet, which went up for pre-order. I'm losing track of my time, but I think last week at some point, right? So this is a fully articulated electronic infinity gauntlet. It's got LEDs, 6 light up infinity stones. It's got sounds. And what's cool about this is the infinity stones are removable, all of them, as we just saw in that picture. And so if we want to bring up my screen here, I can kind of demo it. So this is what your infinity gauntlet looks like. So here I'm going to, so what's cool about this is, all you fans, you should know, to be honest, which stone goes where. But if you don't, these stones, they have 2 magnets, so they magnetize in as well as click in, and they're keyed with a particular shape. So this space stone looks like it has a hexagon shape. So you just slot it in, it clicks in by itself, and then every stone press triggers some sounds and lights, and then we'll do the Mind Stone. This has I guess also a hexagon, but a more elongated hexagon, but you know where this one goes. This is the biggest stone. So it goes in the center there. All the stones, when they're installed, light up. And then this goes over your right hand, like so. And what's great about this is, and you're going to want to do this, you're going to want to say, and I am Iron Man. Did you guys see that? So when you snap your thumb and middle finger together, there are actually sensors built in and they know when they're touching. So we'll do that again and you can hear that world-saving snap. That's pretty cool. Come on. Who doesn't want to do that? You're going to want to do that all day long. It will display as well on your shelf however you want it. And then when it is in display mode, you can just tap the Mind Stone and trigger the lights and sounds as it sits on your shelf. So this Nano Gauntlet is available for pre-order now as well. Go out and get it. You need it, right? Everyone needs it. There we go, in our display mode. So with that very long intro, that was the complete Infinity Saga program. And I think we did it justice because it was how many years in the making? 11 years or something, 12 years in the making, 23 films. So with that, I will pass it off to Dan, whose video and audio is running super smoothly today, and he has some awesome comic book Legends news to share with you for half of the chat that has been really angrily telling us to move on. This one's now for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys. I know I made a promise to all the comic collectors. Hey, I know like May has been a lot with the Infinity Saga, so I promised today we're going to give you some comic items to pre-order and also some teases that are comic related as well. So first of all, just want to go back to last year. My favorite Build-A-Figure, if you watched our draft, was the Sugar Man Build-A-Figure, right? Because AOA, it has a special place in my heart, right? So if you go to Hasbro Pulse right now, you can still pick up parts of that wave. Make sure you build that Build-A-Figure because today we're going to be talking about more of the AOA wave. But before that, you can't have AOA without Apocalypse himself. So on Hasbro Pulse, I know for sure right now, Apocalypse with that cool skull accessory is going to be available at Hasbro Pulse. So make sure you pick him up as well. So without further ado, Dwight, Ryan, let's get to show the fans some new cool things. So the first thing that we're going to show is, of course, one of the most important characters within Age of Apocalypse. Without this specific character, I would say there would be no Age of Apocalypse comic. This is the first time we've ever done this character in Marvel Legends 6-inch form. The one and only, the guy with the hair, Legion. Dwight, what do you think about doing Legion finally in Marvel Legends 6-inch form?
I think it's all, we talk about this stuff all the time, man. Whenever we can do a new character, it's really cool to add them into the mix. And Legion's been one that we've wanted to get to for a long time, but it's kind of like, when you're comparing, lists and you're trying to figure out who goes where, Legion sometimes would get bumped for, whoever it might be, a different costume for Magneto or for a Wolverine. But like you said, without Legion, there wouldn't have been any AOA. So we thought it was the perfect place to tuck him in. He's got his, ridiculously tall, flat top hair with some little wisp pulling out of it. And he's in his kind of surgical, medical garb, bare feet. And he's got some digital kind of wiping washes on his torso to kind of add some extra depth to his otherwise, a little bit simplistic uniform, since it's just a kind of torn up medical scrubs.
Yeah, but without Legion, again, there would be no AOA. So go grab Legion today. Moving on to probably the second most important character, I would say, within the comic run is Magneto. So I forgot, but this wave actually is very hair themed as well, because I realized his hair is pretty awesome. He comes with a cool accessory too, right, Dwight?
Yeah, Magneto will have 2 heads. He has the stand. Now, what I'm showing you is earlier samples, so these decos are not quite finalized. So they're not as bright and poppy as they need to be. But he'll have his dual braid hair, and then he also has an alternate head that is that really cool length, elongated Magneto. Yeah, it's got a little more length to it, I think, this helmet than is typical Magneto helmet. But there's an alternate head, some hands, and it's a really cool looking Magneto for the AOA. So I guess I'm going to go punch Apocalypse.
Yeah. Spoiler alert here, if you haven't read the comic, but you couldn't have Magneto in this wave without his lady. And his lady is, of course, Rogue. So Rogue, I believe, comes with some accessories as well, right, Dwight?
Yeah, Rogue looks awesome. She's got alternate hands. She's got these big kind of moon boots, which are really fun and weird, but it was part of the style for the 80s book. So she's got some big boots. She's got some leg strappity things. I don't know what is going on with this young lady's outfit. She's got puffy sleeves but tight forearms. She's got giant moon boots, but I don't know. She's got like multiple bathing suits on here. She's got like a full green thing because she doesn't want to touch you and mess you up. But then she's got her yellow onesie. She's got some sort of armored collar and a really beautiful head sculpt with some crazy, crazy ass hair. But I do like this figure a lot. It turned out really, really cool. It's just a very, very unique costume. They made some very interesting choices back when they were working on that one in the 90s. Yeah.
Well, I think this next character actually is like my favorite in terms of hair, because this is, when I first saw this character in the comic book, I was like, is this really who I think it is? And it's Cyclops himself. So I love this guy because if you haven't read the book, he really is Cyclops in this figure. So Dwight, why don't you take us through Cyclops here?
Yeah, the most luscious, luxurious Cyclops ever made into Legends form. He's got lots of magnificent hair, and he's got the weird. It looks like it's a pair of sunglasses, but in the books, only the one eye was red. Everything under the hair, which I can't show you easily, is just gold going under the bangs. He's got the armored left arm, armored gauntlet. There's not much to him. He's pretty clean, but that's kind of it just matches his look and style from the AOA books. But I know he had a kind of a change of heart throughout the books, and you get you can have him be a villain, you can have him be a hero, whatever you prefer for your Cyclops.
Are those Wolverine scratches on his armor there? I see all the scuffing.
He does. I like that. Yeah, he does have lots of digital scuffing and scrapes all over his armor. So yeah, that could be some. He could have definitely had some tussles. I'm making up words. Nice. Some tussles with Logan.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the cool parts of the books. When I was reading, I realized like, oh, Cyclops is why Logan, he doesn't have a hand, and Logan, that must have been an awesome fight. That's all I'm saying. The next person or next character within the wave is what I call Steve Evans' favorite character. So this is the Steve Evans character right here, Mr. Iceman himself, because he loves translucent plastic. Dwight, why don't you take through Iceman?
Yeah, this is definitely the my favorite Iceman that we've done to date. He's extra spiky. He's got the spikety shoulder pads. He's got that long kind of face with no mouth. It's really kind of a sinister look for him. He's got alternate hands, regular and super spiky. He's got the spiky shins, a really light translucence with some white oversprays across some of his ice bits to kind of give that frosted edge to them. And it's my favorite Iceman that we've done yet. So I like him.
Yeah, I think he looks super dope, super cool. The next character within the AOA wave is gonna be super. I love this character in this style and this look because of the accessories that she comes with. But it's gonna be Shadowcat, good old Kitty Pryde. Want to take us through Shadowcat, Dwight?
Yeah, Kitty's great. She's got her armored kind of body. We used some of the pieces from our new Lady Deathstrike figure, so we reused her legs because it made sense for that segmented armor plating. And she has, you see here, alternate with claws or without claw gauntlets, so you can pop off her hands and swap them off or on as you wish. And her little choker with the gem, and the really cool hairstyle that she had from the books. The likenesses and the hairstyles on the ladies of this wave are really, really extraordinary. I think both Kitty's and Rogue's likenesses and hair they just translated really well into plastic form this time. So really proud of them.
So the next figure that we're going to talk about from the AOA wave is a figure that we've already teased. He's super big. He has sort of like a Wolverine storyline, and he does come with a ponytail because I've had a lot of questions about that too. And it's the one and only Creed himself, Sabretooth. Dwight, why don't you talk about how big he is? I really like this guy in this form, and you can't have Wild Child without Sabretooth, right?
Cool. So Sabretooth here, he is a big figure. He is the largest Sabretooth that I think we've done to date. He is built off of the size of one of our previous, that modern Colossus back in the day. So he was drawn huge in the AOA, and we're trying to represent that here with this version of Sabretooth. So he's a big figure. He's got the gauntlet for holding the chain for Wild Child. He has full arm hair deco going up both of his arms all the way up to the shoulders. He has two heads. We wanted to give you guys two different ways you can display him. So we have a more kind of sneering smirk head, and then you have the more aggressive angry head. And with those heads, you have a couple different eye styles as well. You have the glazed over, I'm losing control, kind of whited out eyes for the angry head. And then for the sneer, he has his kind of standard pupils and irises. So you have more display options or play options depending on what you want to do with this guy. But he's big, and I think he will look awesome next to Wild Child and the rest of your AOA figures.
All right, so there you guys have it. That is the figures within the new AOA wave. So who can the Build-A-Figure be, right? One of the characters that we had in this wave is Shadowcat. And if you know anything about Shadowcat and this storyline, you'll know who the Build-A-Figure is. The Build-A-Figure is the one and only super big Colossus himself. Dwight, what's cool about Colossus?
Gar, we made a pirate. We made a metal pirate is what we did here. So yeah, Colossus is huge. If you see him next to Kitty here, so she just comes up to like the bottom of his chest. So he is massive. I think this might be our biggest Colossus that we've done so far. He's got his shoulder pad. He's got the bandana thing that is on a post, so you can kind of twist it out back and forth. I think there's supposed to be two pieces here, and I think I broke one of them off on my sample. So stay tuned for more on that, or the we can check out the real pictures. But the idea that you can pose it around so you can have them falling from great heights, which is absolutely pointless. Why would you do that? But whatever. I just did. So there you go. So you've got a really cool big armored guy, lots of glossy armor, lots of reds, lots of yellows. This sample's a little bit muted. The colors are going to pop a little bit more for the final real toy, but it's a massive pirate Colossus for you for your AOA.
Dan, I just need to point out Colossus was codenamed Buccaneer in development, and so it was fitting because Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski with the
Oh
Tampa Bay
no.
Buccaneers, your Super
Oh,
Bowl
God.
55 champions.
Oh
Congratulations,
my God.
Tommy. We love you.
All right, we got to cut the live stream. So that's been
can we go back to the fact that Clancy Brown's Surtur's kicking butt over your little tiny little Quicksilver? Just saying.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, ironically, for Quicksilver.
Yeah, well, he's not good at
All
either.
right.
Remember, that's how he died. He got shot trying to sprint. So
I'm still mad we didn't put in the bullet hole deco, guys. Come on, we should have done it twice. Should have done it.
yeah.
Going back to the AOA wave. So going back to the AOA wave, the entire wave, as you probably have already seen, is we're showing it for the first time digital renders. So if you're looking at some of these images and you're like, wow, that looks a little different, that's because these are digital renders of what the final products will look like. So going back and recapping the entire AOA wave, it's going to be Legion, Magneto, Rogue, Cyclops, Iceman, Shadowcat, Sabretooth, and the Build-A-Figure is Colossus. Can't believe you made a Tom Brady reference in this live stream, Ryan. I really dislike you at this point. But moving on. I know in the chat right now, people who hate AOA are saying no more AOA, no more AOA. So we wanted to shift and pivot a little bit to Spider-Man. One thing I do really, really love within our Marvel Legends line is our retro 6-inch card back line. And so one of my favorite card backs is the Spider-Man line. So without further ado, I know some people have been clamoring. Today we're going to reveal and pre-order Spider-Man 2099 on that old school Toy Biz inspired retro card. Here it is. I believe this 2099 was last available in 2015 in the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure wave. So Dwight, why don't you take us through the figure and talk about some of the differences between that 2099 and this Spider-Man 2099.
So Spider-Man has a new deco. The logo across his chest has been adjusted to match a different era of the drawings of the character. His blues are a bit more muted. I don't have the first one with me to compare and contrast, so I don't know, how to quite compare the two. But we did, try to update him, and we added a lot of hands this time. He's got his standard claw hands, which you come to expect, but we also added punching fist and wall sticking open grip. So a lot more variety there this time out. So it looks really cool. And like Dan said, the card's awesome. It just looks really, the spider card is really cool. And I think it looks, just, I don't know, the purples, the yellows, the reds. It's a really cool look. One of probably my favorite of the retro era cards as well.
You know what that means, guys. You guys get one in, one out. All right. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Ryan because his favorite is the Retro 375 line. So Ryan, why don't you take us through the next wave for Retro 375?
I would love to, Dan. Really quick, going back to Spider-Man 29, because I happened to dig out my old 2015 version. You might be able to tell on camera, but I would describe the new version as being a little bit more metallic and indigo, but I'm very bad with colors, as my wife will attest every time I have to identify a color, but they are different. And then the new one comes with all those extra alternate hands that the 2015 version did not. And so, we had seen that the 2099 figure from back then, is pretty rare these days and kind of had a big price on the secondary market. So we love to put out characters so everyone can get them and make notable changes where we can. So that is your 2099, available for pre-order today, starting around 1 p.m. Eastern on Pulse and at other retailers. So you've got 2099 and the AOA Wave 2 Colossus. So we're going to close out today with Retro 375. I don't need to intro this segment anymore. It seems to be going pretty well. They're always sold out at every store I go to, so hopefully you fans are loving them too. We are going to reveal for the very first time Wave 4 for 2021. Let's jump right in. The first character we have here, he's a character who is actually now very important in the MCU as well, but you take a look at our US agent figure here. So this is, of course, built off the Captain America buck there, but with great U.S. Agent deco. He's got his trademark red, white, and black shield there, with awesome card art. Again, all by John Tyler Christopher, U.S. Agent. Maybe we'll do this guy in 6-inch Legends sometime, because I feel like he needs an update as well. But we'll start with Retro 375. So the next figure in the wave, speaking of Disney Plus, he's got a series launching soon, but this is a comic classic version of Loki, complete with his big helmeted horn set up there with some really kind of trippy. I think that's the Asgard and then the Rainbow Bridge or whatever. But so he's there. You have it, Loki on a amazing card there. And then the third item here is a symbiote Spider-Man. This is going back to his first appearance of the black costume look and from the Secret War storyline. So this is a really great figure. We've done him in 6-inch a few times. So of course we're going to put him out in Retro 375. So this is a really striking black Spider-Man with the white spider design there. All right, next up is going back to the X-Men. We love kind of mixing it up between Avengers and Spider-Man and X-Men. So we've already had, I think, we've had Cyclops and we've had Iceman already. Now we're going to bring out Storm in her first appearance kind of look. Fans loved this look when we did it last year for the first time in Legends in that 2-pack with Thunderbird. So here is Storm, kind of from that giant size #1 Konami arcade game, whatever you want to call it. But she looks great. Amazing artwork. Love this Storm figure to go with your retro X-Men shelf. The next item here is an Iron Man. This is a redeco in that stealth look. We just did this in 6-inch in the Iron Man wave, the Ursa Major wave, but here you have the stealth armor in Retro 3 3/4 with his kind of dark blue, kind of metallic, and the red arc reactor in the center. And then we're going to close out this wave. It's 6 new figures with a really fantastic character. This is the Silver Surfer, complete with his surfboard. The surfboard has 1 peg in it, so you can securely fasten him to it to ride around there. And it's got really cool artwork, kind of flying at you, as it were. So we've already revealed, what have we done? We've done Human Torch, we've done Invisible Woman, and now Silver Surfer. So continuing to build out the fantastic 4-corner of Retro 375. So this will be out later this year. That is Wave 4. You have it there. And so we wanted to kind of close out with one reveal that we think are going to make some fans happy. I've kind of lost track, guys. We've done a bunch of these live streams and we've dropped hints throughout, but one of them a couple of months ago, we said that there would be an all-new figure in 2021, all-new sculpt with a tail. And then that led to lots of fan speculation. So some background for this. This is the character that last came out in 2009. So this is the Tigra from the Nemesis wave, I believe. And this figure actually, it holds up pretty well, but I think super rare. It's really hard to come by. This was back in the early days of Legends and that old line look there. So of course we have a new Tigra, and we have Tony, Kelsey, and team did a gorgeous new render for us, a digital render. So let's take a look here. And Dwight, before everyone asks, and I checked the pre-production images, pins or no pins? Break it to them.
Pinless, double elbows, double knees, torso rocker, ankle rocker, rotating tail, alternate heads, alternate hands, little fur tufts around the knees, around the elbows, around the shoulders. So an all new, really beautiful Tigra figure, and you're getting a look at the more angry head on this version right here.
So again, this render is built off of the sculpting software, so you see the little pins, but they're actually, for the record, completely pinless and double elbows and a character that has been, how many years is that? Do the math on it. A lot of years, all right? She will be coming out later this year. How? We don't know yet. We'll see, but she looks amazing. And yeah, we thought we'd wrap it up with that gift for you. So thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Is there anything else anyone has to share with the class today?
I got one more thing for if we're going to do a little quick round of show and tell. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks, Teach. We showed a little sword a little while ago, and we got an update on that sword. So I wanted to show you guys the sword right now. So check it out. What do you think? Oh, there's this giant massive. Get rid of that giant massive blonde hair.
Get that out of there.
Too much hair. But we got this nice little dragon guy hanging out on the side of the sword. So just that. What do you think?
That's awesome. Love that little purple dragon. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. If you have some extra time there, stay tuned. May was super busy, but June is going to have stuff as well. Just a shout out to Legends fan out there. I know he's watching. Our friend Jerry. Best of luck to you, man. We're thinking about you. But I know he's watching, so I wanted to say that to him. And we'll catch you soon. Follow the Hasbro Pulse for all the latest Marvel Legends news. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.